All right, welcome back to Drew Pearson Live. You know, since 2006, Pat and Emmitt Smith Charities have been providing educational and enrichment opportunities for the underserved youth in our community. Their annual celebrity golf tournament has raised more than $3.5 million to date. And joining us now to tell us about this year's tournament is Mrs. All-Time Leading Rusher, Pat Smith in the house.
I was so waiting for you to say that because nobody says it better than Drew Pearson.
Right on. Mrs. All-Time Leading Rusher,
I'm going to have to start working that.
Right on. You should, man. You should have hats and T-shirts and everything.
Yeah. Sponsorships.
Well, you're looking great, and thanks for taking the time to be with us. How have you been?
I'm doing great. It's actually good to be back with you because the last time we were together, we were doing the whole, like, trade-off for the Coleman race here in Dallas. And I just think you're so special. Ever since the first time I was on your show, I just said, what a great guy, you know? And then when we kind of passed the torch off for that, I kept wondering, I said, I hope he enjoyed it. I hope it was awesome for him.
Yeah, it was. And what we're talking about is Pat was the honorary chair for the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. And after she did her commitment to that, she passed the torch on to me, and I carried that commitment all through last season. And now I get the opportunity to pass it on to Tony and Tamara Casillas as their honorary chair for this 2015 Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. So it was very rewarding for me to do that. I'm sure it was for you because it was a personal thing as it was for me.
It was really personal, and it, you know, I didn't realize until I, you know, actually participated that year just how much of the pain I still carried from losing my mother to breast cancer. And it had been 20 years. And actually to kind of pour into an area that had been such an area of pain helped me. Because it was no longer like about me, but it was about all of these women and men who were battling this disease and their families who were affected. And there was something about just kind of transferring that pain over to purpose that really changed my life. So since then I'm really fortunate that, you know, I had a great mom. I still miss her, but I don't feel the same pain that I did before.
Well, all I can say to that is ditto, because that role for me did the same thing.
So
you know, it gave me an opportunity to give back, and in the name of my sister and all my two sisters that I lost to breast cancer. So that was very important. Let's switch gears a little bit and tell us about Pat and Emmitt Smith Charities and the big golf tournament and event you got coming up on, what is it, May 8th?
May 8th. So we're getting
that's
really
when
close.
It starts, and the golf tournament is May 9th, right?
Exactly. So this is actually our sixth year doing this. Wow. And, you know, for years, Emmitt had Emmitt Smith Charities. It was out of Pensacola, Florida. And they did wonderful work in Florida, giving scholarships back. But then, of course, we got married. And we said, okay, this area really, when it comes to kids, is kind of like our heart connection. We have 5 kids of our own, so clearly,
there we go.
clearly we love our kids. We love kids. And so we just said, you know what, maybe it's time to make a little change here. So, of course, the next question is it Emmitt and Pat Smith Charities, or is it Pat and Emmitt Smith Charities?
I bet around the house it's Pat and Emmitt.
Yeah, you know. So anyway, someone told him, no, the man's name always has to stay with his surname. So it needs to be Pat and Emmitt Smith Charities, like
that's a good reason.
Gene and Jerry Jones Charities. So anyway, it was perfect. So anyway, we came together on it, and it has been an awesome ride. Not without struggles, but it's been an awesome ride. Over the last 6 years, we've raised over $3.5 million, which I think you mentioned. Which, when I hear that number, it kind of blows me away. Because it's just been like little by little by little. The community has just supported us in an amazing way. Sponsors have come out, and our friends and family, to really grow this charity so that we can help more kids.
Yes, and you have the golf tournament to help raise the funds, but the night before you have a big event at the Omni Hotel. I mean, and then that event you give out the Roger Staubach Award. Last year was the first year you did that, and they gave the award to Irvin Magic Johnson. Wow, how cool was that? But this year, I'm not going to announce who the recipient is. Why don't you announce to our audience who that is?
It's going to be Steve and Marjorie. Well, actually, let me change that. Marjorie and Steve Harvey, who are getting it this year, and we are. We're really excited about that.
You couldn't pick the better couple to do that, for sure.
They are. You know, we talked about Steve having like 10 jobs. You know, Family Feud, his own radio show, talk show. I mean, it just goes on and on. But the fact that every year he comes back to Dallas, and he does a boys camp for boys who are, they're fatherless.
Yeah.
And then he also, while that's going on, they're doing something for the mothers, for single mothers.
Wow.
On another part of the property. And then Marjorie has a Girls Who Rules the World event every year, where she puts together, brings together 100 young women to help mentor them and educate them and inspire them. So not only are they a blended family of 7 kids, but they are also reaching their arms out to touch kids and young boys. And we typically try to find either an individual or a couple, first of all, that personifies, Roger Staubach's just made, his whole philosophy about, discipline and giving back and hard work, but also, people that have the same heart that we have for kids and are doing the same work in the same area. So they were it was perfect. So it was like, okay, can we get them to come actually be here? And they actually made it work out. So they'll be with us that night.
That's awesome, man.
We're
it's hard to
excited.
turn down Pat and Emmitt Smith.
Oh,
when you come call and you say, when and where,
Well, you're going to be there?
Absolutely. I'll be there.
That was
I'll be at a
perfect
party. I don't
timing.
golf, but I do the party thing real well.
No, actually, you know what, Drew? I got to see that side of you last year.
Yes.
And you were getting your groove on.
I was. You had Hootie, right?
Well, Darius Rucker.
Darius Rucker, he was there last year jamming away, and
Emerald
it was a great
City.
time. Emerald City. It was a great time and had by all. But we can't let you go. We had the Charities. You got the great event coming up. But how's old number 22 doing?
You did call my baby old. Oh, Lord. No.
They call that the old Cowboys now. We're legends, but they're the old Cowboys because it's almost 20 years since they won that last Super Bowl.
You know what? It really has been. God, time is flying. He's doing great. He's getting more gray. I'm like, baby, you gotta, you are the Just for Men guy, so we gotta get that colored in. But no, he's doing awesome. He's actually really focused on his real estate ventures, his construction company, marketing. And actually, next week he's going to film a segment for Dancing with the Stars. So this is their 10th anniversary. Little reunion thing. It's a little surprise. I can't tell you everything, but I'll just say he's definitely going to be back on the dance floor. So you'll be able to see him.
Well, that's good to know, and thank you for being with us and tell us about the great event you got coming up. And we'll tell you about how to get tickets for that. For tickets to the Emmitt Smith Celebrity Golf Tournament, go to emmittsmith.com/Celebrity Invitational. Thank you for being with us, Pat.
No, thanks for having me. Anytime.
All right, and we'll be right back after this.
It'll be the Pat and Drew show.
Hey, let's do it. I'm game.